We swam in the Northern Sun Conference this year because the GLVC does not yet sponsor swimming. But next year, we actually just got an email from our conference commissioner about the location of our championship next year.
Oh, where's that going to be?
At a high school outside of Indianapolis.
Okay.
But it's not just your average high school.
Oh, I'm sure.
Their pool is it's top of the line pool, so we're really
Hosted
excited
by
about it.
UIndy then?
Most likely.
Okay. This year, though, in the Northern Sun Conference, what was that like to compete against teams you probably hadn't seen a lot of?
Well, every school I've competed against before at the national level. But St. Cloud State University in Minnesota, they ended up winning the men's and women's meets, and they had very strong performances. It was tough competition on both sides, no matter what.
Sounded like the meet got off to a good start on Thursday with, I think, what do you have, 4 third-place finishes?
Yeah, four events were contested, and our 1,000 freestyles went very well. Maggie Metz broke her school record by 16 seconds, achieved a national B qualifying time. Matt Luton broke his own school record by 25 seconds, achieved his first ever NCAA B cut. And probably the biggest shocker of the weekend for me was both our women's and our men's relays made the NCAA B standards.
Wow.
For the 800 free relay, and both of them ended up finishing third. I thought we were a year away from any relays making B cuts, so for us to get one was pretty big.
And let's talk about the B qualifiers. What does that mean?
Well, I can go back and say a little bit. The NCAA Division II they never had a B standard. Basically, you made an A somewhere, you went to the meet, and the A's were now what the B's are. And and it was basically because like 500 and some athletes went to the Division II national meet a few years ago when those fast suits were out, and the NCAA had to fork over the travel costs for all those athletes. So they said, Division II, you've had your fun. We're going to lower the qualifying times and make it a little more challenging to get there. So they have an A, and an A is still an automatic.
And it's a standardized time that they have to meet.
But that A is pretty fast. I mean, there's probably maybe anywhere from 1 to 6 individuals will make an A standard in an event, and then they'll fill in the rest of the event with those that are in the B time frame.
Okay.
But you have to get as close to that A as possible to get invited to the meet.
And so for those who are meeting the B standard, they kind of are on a wait and see basis?
We find out who gets invited on Tuesday, February 19th, 1 week from today.
So you had 4 people in the first day meet that B qualifying standard?
Well, with the relays, there would be
4 events.
Yeah, there would be so 4 girls, and then 5 guys had the B standards.
How'd the rest of the weekend go for you?
Well, overall, counting the 50 backstroke as individual events because it's actually a lead-off leg, there are 20 women's events and 20 men's, and we broke a total of 30 school records.
Wow.
I think we swam very well. Everybody on our team went a lifetime best in at least one event. One thing that I was very happy with was every single individual on our women's side and our men's side scored points for our team. I know not every team can say that. And we swam well. We swam smart. We had a lot of top 4 finishes. And then probably the most exciting swim of the entire weekend was Rachel Kagge's 200 butterfly on Sunday night. She qualified 3rd in the event, and I knew the top 2 girls were going to take it out just extremely fast.
Right.
And I told Rachel beforehand, I said, I don't even want to see you near the lead until the 175, which would be 1 length to go. It was kind of wild because I thought she was going to be, but they were holding on a little longer than I thought that they would. And Rachel still touched 3rd place at the 175. And just in that last length, her hands did not go in the front of the field until 5 yards to go. Yeah. And she touched the wall ahead of everybody, and our whole team erupted, and we even heard a pretty big round of applause from the crowd, and because we had a pretty big parent following, which was awesome to see.
Good. So now you wait and see about those B qualifiers, and that is when do we find out officially?
They'll announce the unofficial list of qualifiers, and that'll be probably Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday they'll come out with the concrete invite list, because out of the unofficial qualifiers, there might be a few scratches here and there.
Sure.
So you have to kind of pay attention to what's going on, and we'll find out basically in 8 days.
Other than that, then, is your season over if no one qualifies, for instance?
Correct. It'll be over.
What happens, first of all, for you, and second of all, for the athletes at this point?
Well, they get a big break, well, I don't get a break because recruiting. We're pretty much neck deep in recruiting, but they get a much deserved break. But I know a couple individuals want to stay in the water and they want to swim. So.
After 2 years now, the reinstated program, can you give a state of the program message? How do you feel after 2 years?
I guess it's mixed feelings. Really wanted to be able to have somebody at the national championships in our first year eligible. I know that might have been a lofty goal, but there's no point in doing anything if you're not going to set your standards pretty high. But at the same time, for our school records to be what they are after 2 years, I'm very happy, because coming in, starting a program from scratch, I thought it was going to be maybe a couple years maybe like 3 or 4 years to have our school records where they are right now, and to have as many people achieve B standards that we had, and to have that many more individuals just tenths off. I'm very happy with where we're at right now, and with recruiting. I know that we already brought in a couple that are going to be able to help our team out very well, and now it's just a matter of getting a few more that are going to help potentially get those relays invited to the national meet next year. And next year, this year was a good step for us to be able to compete in a conference championship at the Northern Sun meet. But next year, going into the Great Lakes Valley Conference with Drury University, who's been a perennial top team on the men's side. They've been either first or second on the national meet on the women's side every year since 1996, I believe.
Their power.
So they're as tough as it gets, and we got to go against them. Indianapolis is a top 10 team on both sides. Lewis has always been tough. S&T is a top 10 team on the men's side. Right. So the GLVC could potentially be the fastest Division II conference in the country, and it's going to be a challenge for us, but why not go against the best? That's going to help us get better in the long run.